Big Hodge here, and I want to talk about creative overload. But first, I want to welcome everybody to the channel. Um, this is a Bon Voyage tour here in New York City. These are the last few days of me living in New York, and I want to talk about things such as creative overload, of having too much on your plate at one time, overthinking and overzealous, and then there's no results. So let's talk about it. If you're new here to the Big Hodge Media channel, what I do is talk about motivation, I talk about lifestyle, and I also talk tech talk. The over pre-processing before you get to post-processing, meaning that you convey all these ideas for creativity and you're making all this stuff happen in your head. But there's actual no moves being made because you're overthinking. You're putting too much expectation on something that hasn't even been conformed yet. Meaning that, you put up roadblocks. You put up roadblocks in your creative pattern that stop you from creating when it's easy as doing it. Meaning, sometimes you just have to click on the camera, speak to it, get comfortable with it. Or if you have talent, go out and call for pre-production, call for a pre-shoot, practice, anything, meetings, talk about it, just to get ahead and muster up the energy, the courage, and every other thing in between to make the project come forward. Sometimes overthinking just kills the whole process of making these content videos, short films, commercials, and corporate work. It gets killed because of overthinking, and sometimes that plays into the work overload because sometimes when we overthink, what we do is that we'll take on I could do it, and just don't know how to value the word of no in order to take out one thing at a time in an orderly fashion. So work overload could be a consumption of not being able to say no or not wanting to say no because you feel like you have enough value to take on the work that you think that you could take on. I used to be like this from 2015 all the way up to about 2019, I could say. My workload started dwindling down, not as much as work coming in, but as far as me being more zealous to say no. I know what I can handle and what I can't handle. Once the pandemic hit, I was on a break. Yes, there was still some shoots being done, but I was on a break, and I think I needed that for myself. And once I got in tune with myself, I think I was able to put things into perspective. Things into perspective was a good thing for me, and it was able for me to concentrate on my value and knowing the quality of work that I'm able to put out. So, work overload, overthinking, those things. Take a time out, put yourself into perspective, and know what it is that you can handle and what you can't handle. And another thing you could get caught up in is the retention span, catching the attention of the audience, and the retention that they keep as far as what comes in and what goes out. We live in an era where attention span is very short, it's very fickle. We went from 15 seconds to now 30 seconds to a minute that you have to capture images that tell a story, that capture the attention and the imagination of the viewer, or for them to believe in your product, to want to engage and see your product more. The attention span is short. So you have to be more calculating on how it is that you convey your storytelling ability and your quality of images. That's one thing that I'm keen on, is always making sure to have good images, good clean images. Clean images, that's pretty much my niche, that's pretty much my forte. That's how everybody knows Big Hodge. If you see a slow dolly zoom, but it's clean, that's Big Hodge. Big Hodge, I'm good for nice, clean dolly zooms. I'm also Good for motion, but with my motion shots, I would say like, especially if it's a gimbal shot and one has to do track motion, I would do it from a car. Yeah, you know, it's hard to come by somebody who has a wheelchair or a dolly zoom or, you know, the nature of a track to get a clean, smooth shot. I would do it from a back of a vehicle with a gimbal and get nice, clean zoom images. And that's me. I think more I'm transitioning now into prime lenses because you know it holds quality and it forces you to think on composition and yeah, I'm transitioning well into it. Don't get me wrong, I still love my zooms because of I like the dramatic effect that I have on certain points of a story. Being able to tell that with a dramatic, slow dolly zoom. So that's my thing. So that was just a quick update from my perspective of work overload and overthinking, and also just giving you a taste of what it is that I do on the production side. I know I have to dig in my files for some B-roll to let you know what it is that I do behind the scenes. For the most, I want to thank you for tuning in here on the Big Hodge Media channel. Make sure to subscribe and like and turn on all notifications. And stay tuned for more videos leading into my final destination of moving, of leaving NYC. And hopefully you can share the journey with me as I embrace a new chapter in life and a peaceful ascension away from the New York chaos. So, peace.